Imagine you were born in 1900. On your 14th birthday, World War I starts and ends on your 18th birthday. 22 million perish in that war. Later in the year, a Spanish flu epidemic hits the planet and runs until your 20th birthday. 50 million people die from it in those 2 years. Yes, 50 million, more than twice the number of people who died in World War I. On your 29th birthday, the Great Depression begins. Unemployment hits 25%, the world GDP drops 27%. That runs until you are 33. The country nearly collapses along with the world economy. When you are 33 years old, the Nazis come to power in Germany. 6 years later, when you are 39 years old, World War II begins. In the Holocaust, 6 million Jews died. Between your 39th and 45th birthday, 60 to 80 million people die in the war. Smallpox was an epidemic until you were in your 40s, and it killed 300 million people during your lifetime. You turn 50, and the Korean War starts. 5 million people perish. From your birth until you are 55, you dealt with the fear of polio epidemics each summer. You experienced friends and families contracting polio and being paralyzed for life or dying. When you turn 55, the Vietnam War begins and doesn't end for 20 years. 4 million people perish in that conflict. During the Cold War, you lived each day with the fear of nuclear annihilation. On your 62nd birthday, you have the Cuban Missile Crisis, a tipping point in the Cold War. Life on our planet as we know it almost ended. When you turn 75, the Vietnam War finally ends. Think of everyone on the planet born in 1900. How did they endure all of that? Most of you were young adults in 1985 and didn't think that your 85-year-old grandparent understood how difficult life was. Yet they survived through everything that I've just spoken about. No doubt your children and grandchildren have no idea how difficult life can be. But your parents and grandparents have survived several wars and catastrophes, and some of you were born before the Second World War, so you know about smallpox and polio and wars and rumours of wars. Today, we have all the comforts in our modern world in Australia. In the last 2 years, we have faced a new pandemic, COVID-19, and already more than 5 million people have died worldwide. And still, many complain because they have to wear masks in shops and have to stay confined to their homes, where they have food, electricity, running water, Wi-Fi, and even Netflix, smartphones and computers. Comforts of life. We can even order anything from any part of the world to come right to our door. Most of that did not exist in your day, even when you were young adults. But you survived those circumstances and hopefully never lost the joy of living. I would like to say, on behalf of the generations that have come after yours, well done. We are coming up to Remembrance Day. It's always helpful to be reminded of these things on Remembrance Day, when we remember a time in our history where things were tough, but people were tougher.